10 volleyball players walked into the same arenas. They all won medals. They all bled for the sport. But 5 of them have millions of fans, luxury cars, and stadiums named after them. The other 5 won the same medals and got completely forgotten. Same sport, same sacrifice, completely different endings. This is the story of the most loved and most hated volleyball players of all time. Karch Kiraly. In 1984, Karch Kiraly won Olympic gold playing indoor volleyball for the United States. In 1988, he did it again. Then he switched to an entirely different version of the sport, stepping off a court and onto sand, and in 1996 he won a 3rd Olympic gold in beach volleyball. 3 golds, 2 completely different sports, 1 man. No player in history has done that before or after him. He is alone. While doing all of this, Kiraly studied biochemistry at UCLA and led his college team to 3 national championships at the same time. He holds 148 career beach volleyball victories, the all-time record. He wrote a coaching book called Championship Volleyball that coaches around the world still use today. He now leads the USA women's national team. In 2020, he gave them the first Olympic gold medal in the team's entire history. The first man to win 3 Olympic golds in volleyball is now building the next generation of champions. That is why the whole sport loves him. Wilfredo León. At age 11, Wilfredo León was not watching international volleyball. He was playing it for Cuba, while most kids were in primary school. By 14, he was on Cuba's senior national team. At 17, he became the youngest captain in Cuban volleyball history. Then he walked away from everything. He left Cuba, his team, and his country at 17 years old and started over in Poland. He got Polish citizenship in 2015, but was forced to wait 4 more years before he could play for the national team. 4 years of watching from the sideline while others competed. When he finally took the court for Poland, he recorded the fastest serve ever measured in a Volleyball Nations League match, 135.6 kilometers per hour. His mother, a former Cuban national player herself, was his first coach. He speaks 5 languages. He won Olympic silver at Paris 2024. He earns more money than any other volleyball player in history. The boy who left Cuba with nothing built everything. That is why millions of fans call him the greatest player alive. Ivan Zaitsev. Ivan Zaitsev's father, Vyacheslav, is considered one of the greatest setters in Soviet volleyball history and an Olympic champion. Ivan was born in Italy while his father was playing there. From birth, he carried the weight of that name. He did not break under it. Zaitsev won Olympic bronze with Italy in 2012 and silver in 2016. He reached 6,000 career points in Italy's top league, a number most players never see. In 2024, at age 35, he won the Italian Beach Volleyball Championship, an indoor giant stepping onto sand and winning there too. He is an ambassador for the World Food Programme in Italy. He never made a retirement announcement because he never retired. In 2025, he signed with a newly promoted Italian club and kept playing. His father started a dynasty. Ivan made sure it never ends. Giba. At 6 months old, Giba was diagnosed with leukemia. He survived. At age 10, he seriously damaged his left arm in an accident. At 14, a coach told him to quit volleyball. Here is what happened next. Giba won the 2004 Olympic gold in Athens and was named tournament MVP. His first daughter, Nicole, was born during that same Olympic run. Brazil won the World Championship in 2002, 2006 and 2010, with Giba at the centre of every one. After his 2nd consecutive world gold, political parties in Brazil came to him with serious offers. He refused every single one. His reason was simple. Once you become a politician, your athletic legacy disappears. He was not willing to erase what he built. Today he travels the world as a volleyball ambassador, spent 2 years in Morocco helping build Africa's volleyball programs, and serves on the FIVB Athletes Commission. The baby who fought to live became the player the world fell in love with forever, Bruno Rezende. When Bruno Rezende first joined Brazil's national team, the public reaction was not applause. His father, Bernardinho, was Brazil's head coach. Fans called it nepotism. The chants were not quiet. Critics were constant. Bruno played inside that noise for years. Then came Rio 2016, home soil, his own country watching. Bruno was captain. Brazil won Olympic gold. He silenced every single critic in one night. At 39 years old in 2026, he plays for Modena Volley in Italy after writing an open letter to Brazilian fans explaining that the financial instability in Brazilian clubs left him no choice but to leave again. The letter went public. Fans respected his honesty. He is fluent in Italian, having lived and played there for years. He survived the 2016 Zika virus outbreak while preparing for the Olympics. His teammates always defended him. History proved every single one of them right. Those are the 5 most loved. But here is where the story completely changes. The players coming up next won the same medals. They trained the same number of years, they gave just as much. The world just never found them. And in some cases, the world took them far too soon. Katsutoshi Nakoda. Katsutoshi Nakoda was born in Hiroshima, Japan on February 1, 1944. 18 months later, an atomic bomb destroyed that city. He grew up in the rubble and the rebuilding. Between the ages of 14 and 29, he reportedly set 1,000 volleyballs every single day without missing a day. He invented a serve aimed directly at ceiling lights, making it nearly impossible for opponents to judge where the ball would land. He is credited as one of the first players to run the 5-1 offensive system that almost every team on the planet now uses. Before the 1972 Munich Olympics, he broke his leg. He called his coach from the hospital and asked him to bring a volleyball. He practiced setting from a wheelchair. Japan went to Munich, played 7 matches, and won every single one. Olympic gold. Nakoda died of stomach cancer in 1983. He was 39 years old. 40 years later, in 2023, the International Volleyball Hall of Fame finally inducted him. Millions of fans love that character. Almost none of them know the real man it was based on. Eder Carbonera. Eder Carbonera won an Olympic silver medal at Rio 2016 with Brazil. He played for Sada Cruzeiro, one of the most dominant club teams in the history of the sport. He has one of the most viral plays in volleyball history, a block on Wilfredo León, the man with the fastest serve ever recorded in official competition. He blocked it. Nobody talks about Carbonera. He still plays in Brazil's domestic league at Taubaté. No scandal, no drama, just a player who won everything worth winning and quietly became invisible to the world that should have celebrated him. Dante Amaral. Dante Amaral was on the court when Brazil won the 2004 Olympic gold in Athens. He was part of the generation that dominated world volleyball for over a decade. When Brazil won, Giba took the headlines. When Brazil lost, post-game analysis pointed at the role players. Dante's name came up, not as the hero, but as the target. He returned to Brazil in 2017 after years abroad. No media comeback, no coaching announcement. He retired quietly, the way the forgotten always do. Sergio Santos. Sergio Santos won 2 Olympic gold medals. He was Brazil's libero at Athens 2004 and Beijing 2008. A libero does not spike, a libero defends. A libero is the reason the team does not lose, but highlight reels almost never find them. Santos held Brazil's defence together during the most successful era in Brazilian volleyball history. When Brazil won, Giba got the headlines. When Brazil lost, the defence got questioned. Santos is retired now. No public appearances confirmed in 2026. No coaching role announced. 2 Olympic golds. Completely invisible. The most successful invisible man in the history of the sport. Jimmy George. Jimmy George quit medical school in 1976. He had a confirmed seat at a government medical college in India. He walked away from it to play volleyball. In 1979, he became the first Indian volleyball player ever to sign a professional contract abroad at Abu Dhabi Sports Club. By 1982, he was playing in Italy's top professional league. In 1986, at the Asian Games in Seoul, he led India to a bronze medal against Japan, the defending champions. P.V. Ramana, the father of India's Olympic badminton star P.V. Sindhu, was George's teammate that day. On November 30th, 1987, Jimmy George died in a car accident in Italy. He was 32. His wife was pregnant. His son was born 3 months later and never met his father. 5 players the world loves. 5 players the world forgot. Same sport, same sacrifice, same medals. The difference was never talent. The difference was the story that got told. Now you know all 10 stories. Share the ones the world missed.